Hey guys, Antonio here from Mind Over Money. I used to think wealth was just about working harder, more hours, more hustle, until I watched someone lose everything and rebuild faster than I ever could. I remember sitting in my car one night, staring at my bank app like, how did I do everything right and still end up here? And that's when it hit me. Wealth isn't luck. It's not random, it's architecture, a design built by people who understood something the rest of us were never shown. Because while we're out here chasing money, they've been building systems, blueprints, whole frameworks that keep wealth standing even when everything around it collapses. And the wild part, most of us have been inside their design this whole time, decorating rooms in a house we don't even own. Tell me that doesn't sting a little. But today, we're flipping them. You're about to see the blueprint for yourself, and this time, you're not the laborer, you're the architect. For the next few minutes, lock in, because most people are working harder than ever and still can't breathe financial. It's 2025 and inflation may have cooled on paper, but you feel it every time you swipe. Groceries up, rents up, everything up, except peace of mind. We're about to lay out the wealth blueprint, piece by piece, brick by brick. Don't blink, don't scroll, don't miss a second. Picture it as we build this together, because once you see it, you never unsee it. You'll start noticing the blueprint everywhere, in how money moves, and who holds power, and why some rise while others stay stuck. And here's the truth. Nobody teaches this. Not in school, not at work, not even in most of the so-called wealth seminars. But that's about to change right here, right now. So before we dive in, hit that subscribe and share this video right now. Not for me, for the movement. Most of us are handed pieces of the house without ever seeing the blueprint. We're told to paint the walls, sweep the floors, keep paying rent, all while somebody else owns the frame, the roof, and the land it all sits on. Ever notice how that feels normal? Like working your whole life inside someone else's plan is just being responsible. That's the trap. That's how the system was designed, not by mistake, but by architecture. Economists at the World Inequality Lab say the flow of wealth has tilted upward for decades. And in 2025, that tilt is steeper than ever, with billionaires adding nearly 1.4 trillion this year, while household debt quietly hit an all-time high. The top build systems. The rest of us, we decorate inside them. And that's why you'll see the wealthy lose millions and still rise again, because their foundation isn't made of paychecks. It's made of systems that keep rebuilding themselves. Meanwhile, we're out here juggling bills, stretching pennies, praying that check clears before the lights cut off. I've lived this. I chased money. I followed the rules. I did everything I thought was right, and still, I found myself wrong. I remember holding my last $80 and whispering, if this is success, I don't want it. You ever felt that? That moment when you've worked, hustled, sacrificed, and somehow you're still behind. You're not alone. That's not a personal failure, that's economic design. Harvard researchers once called it structural scarcity, where effort doesn't equal elevation because the ladder itself keeps moving. After the foundation comes the frame, the beams, the skeleton that gives the building its strength. In wealth, that frame is motion. Because money that sits still, it dies. Inflation eats it. Fees bleed it. Fear wastes it. And if you've ever parked money in a savings account and felt safe, you already know how unsafe that really is. It's why in 2025, the big banks are thriving while savers are starving. Through mid-year, the 5 largest banks pulled in over $170 billion in profit, while average savings rates sat below 0.5%. That's not an accident, that's design. The system keeps your money asleep so theirs can stay awake. But the wealthy know that. They design frames where money never sleeps. It moves through multipliers, assets that throw off cash flow, skills that convert into leverage, networks that open new doors, whole new rooms in the building. This isn't reckless motion. It's engineered flow. Every dollar has a job. Every pathway has a direction. And here's the secret. Motion compounds. That's not a metaphor, it's math. Compounding returns, behavioral momentum, even dopamine loops, they all follow the same curve. Small motion, repeated, creates exponential change. It's why investors talk about velocity of money. It's why wealth looks alive, because it is. A dollar that just sits is a prisoner, but a dollar in motion, it becomes a worker. It multiplies, it builds. I watched someone in 2021 lose everything: house, savings, even their car. By 2025, 2 rentals, a business that runs without them. Not luck, motion. They went from flipping $200 items to flipping their entire mindset. Skill to skill, dollar to dollar, sits in the system until the frame rebuilds itself. That's when I realized wealthy families don't rebuild from emotion, they rebuild from design. Yale's resilience studies show that people with structured systems recover faster from loss, not because they're lucky, but because their money was already in motion before disaster hit. They don't hoard money, they harness it, because cash can disappear overnight, but a living system of motion, that's a frame strong enough to hold generations. So ask yourself, is your money sitting still in a cage or moving with purpose, building the skeleton of wealth? Because the difference between surviving and rising isn't luck, it's architecture. And now that you've seen it, you'll never see money the same again. A house isn't safe until the walls go up. And in wealth, those walls are ownership. Ownership means you stop renting your life. Not renting hours to a boss, not renting shelter from a landlord, not renting status from brands that fade the second the receipt does. True ownership means you hold the value that can't be pulled out from under you. Land that it stands when markets fall. Businesses that produce when hours stop. Intellectual property that pays while you sleep. Equity in ideas that outlast the hype.